Well, hello there. It is day 92 of reading the Bible in a year, and it feels strange to talk with the external microphone and have my earphones in at the same time. It's like I'm talking through something. Right, so today I have got 3 readings today, and I start with 1 Samuel chapters 28 and 29. And I'm at my parents' today because it's Christmas Day. I didn't do one yesterday because I was travelling and I was quite tired at the end. So let's get started. 1 Samuel chapter 28. Saul consults a medium. Now Samuel had died, and all Israel lamented for him and buried him in Ramah, in his own city. And Saul had put the mediums and the spiritists out of the land. Then the Philistines gathered together and came and encamped at Shunem. So Saul gathered all Israel together, and they encamped in Gilboa. When Saul saw the army of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart trembled greatly. And when Saul inquired of the Lord did not answer him, either by dreams or by Urim or by the prophets. Then Saul said to his servants, "Find me a woman who is a medium, that I may go to her and inquire of her." And his servant said to him, "In fact, there is a woman who is a medium at Endor." That's Star Wars there. Okay. Endor. Isn't it Star Wars? I think so. So Saul disguised himself and put on other clothes, and he went, and 2 men went with him. And they came to the woman by night, and he said, "Please conduct a seance for me, and bring up for me the one I shall name to you." Then the woman said to him, "Look, you know what Saul has done, how he has cut off the mediums and the spiritists from the land. Why then do you lay a snare for my life to cause me to die?" That was my go to bed alarm just then. And Saul swore to her by the Lord, saying, "As the Lord lives, no punishment shall come upon you for this thing." Then the woman said, "Whom shall I bring up for you?" And he said, "Bring up Samuel for me." And the woman saw Samuel, and she cried out with a loud voice. And the woman spoke to Saul, saying, "Why have you deceived me? For you are Saul." And the king said to her, "Do not be afraid. What did you say?" And the woman said to Saul, "I saw a spirit ascending out of the earth." And he said to her, "What is his form?" And she said, "An old man coming up, and he is covered with a mantle." And Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed down. Now Samuel said to Saul, "Why have you disturbed me by bringing me up?" And Saul answered, "I am deeply distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and God has departed from me, and does not answer me any more, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called you, that you may reveal to me what I should do." Then Samuel said, "So why do you ask me, seeing the Lord has departed from you and has become your enemy? And the Lord has done for himself as he spoke by me. For the Lord has torn the kingdom out of your hand and given it to your neighbor David. Because you did not obey the voice of the Lord, nor execute his fierce wrath upon Amalek. Therefore the Lord has done this thing to you this day. Moreover, the Lord will also deliver Israel with you into the hand of the Philistines, and tomorrow you and your sons will be with me. The Lord will also deliver the army of Israel into the hand of the Philistines." Immediately Saul felt Immediately Saul fell full length on the ground and was dreadfully afraid because of the word Samuel said, and there was no strength in him, for he had eaten no food all day and all night. Wow. And the woman came to Saul and saw that he was very severely troubled, and said to him, "Look, your maidservant has obeyed your voice, and I have put my life in my hands, and heeded the words which you spoke to me. Now therefore, please heed also the voice of your maidservant, and let me set a piece of bread before you, and you eat, so that you may have strength when you go on your way." But he refused and said, "I will not eat." So his servants together with the woman urged him, and he heeded their voice. Then he arose from the ground and sat up on the bed. Now the woman had fatted a calf in the house, and she hastened to kill it. She took flour and kneaded it, and baked unleavened bread from it. So she brought it before Saul and his servants, and they ate, and they rose and went on their way that night. The Philistines reject David. Oh no. Then the Philistines gathered together all their armies at Aphek, and the Israelites encamped by the fountain which is Jezreel. And the lords of the Philistines passed in review by hundreds and by thousands, but David and his men passed in review at the rear with Achish. Then the princes of the Philistines said, "What are these Hebrews doing here?" And Achish said to the princes of the Philistines, "Is this not David, the servant of King Saul of Israel, who has been with me these days, all these years? And to this day I have found no fault in him since he defected to me." The princes of the Philistines were angry with him, but the princes of the Philistines said to him, "Make this fellow return, that he may go back to the place which you have appointed for him, and do not let him go down with us to the battle, lest in the battle he become our adversary. For with what could he reconcile himself to his master, if not with the heads of these men? Is this not David, of whom they sang to one another in these dances, saying, Saul has slain his thousands, and David his 10,000s? Then Achish called David to him and said to him, "Surely as the Lord lives, you have been upright, and your going out and your coming in with me in the army is good in my sight. For to this day I have not found evil in you since the day of your coming to me. Nevertheless, the Lords do not favor you." And that's the American spelling of it. Oh no. "Therefore return now, and go in peace, that you may not displease the lords of the Philistines." So David said to Achish, "But what have I done? And to this day, what have you found in your servant as long as I have been with you, that I may not go to fight against the enemies of my lord the king?" Then Achish answered and said to David, "I know that you are as good in my sight as an angel of God. Nevertheless, the princes of the Philistines have said, He shall not go up with us to the battle. Now therefore rise early in the morning with your master's servants who have come with you, and as soon as you are up early in the morning and have light, departed." So David and his men rose early to depart in the morning, to return to the land of the Philistines. And the Philistines went up to Jezreel. Well, so I don't think the Israelites know that David isn't part of the Philistine army today. In that time, which is probably a good or bad thing. I don't know. And Saul had made being a medium and spiritualist illegal in Israel, and then he goes and consults one. And like, what? Why did he do that? He just went against his own word. Right. I will stop there, and I'll see you in the next reading.